its races across the country, candidates are pushing for every possible vote. Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman at an event in Northwest Philadelphia this morning.
Got knocked down at that stroke, but we're back up and we're taking it all across. So thank you.
The stroke survivor remains in a tight race with Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz. These Pennsylvania voters telling Fox Business they have money on the mind.
Gasoline prices, it's inflation. It's how it hurts us every day of the week.
Fixed income, retired, teacher, 33 years. But the price of gas, price of groceries, you see it every day.
Meantime, Fetterman's campaign accusing Republicans of laying the groundwork to make bogus claims of a stolen election, releasing a statement over the weekend that highlights the potential for mail-in ballots to change the initial results from election night and for final results to take perhaps days. Acting Secretary of the Commonwealth Lee Chapman.
I want to assure Pennsylvanians that the department is working diligently to ensure that every eligible voter who chooses to exercise their constitutional right to vote has the opportunity to do so.
The state Supreme Court ruling recently that undated or incorrectly dated ballots must be set aside. Counties are reaching out to affected voters to come and cure or fix the problems on ballots. A record surge continues at the southern border.
Sources at Customs and Border Protection tell Fox News there were at least 205,000 migrants apprehended between ports of entry last month, a figure that does not include encounters at ports of entry. In addition, it's thought at least 64,000 migrants were able to evade border enforcement last month, the first month of the 2023 fiscal year.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Republicans blame Biden policies for the border surge. The administration says it's focused on the root causes of migration. America is listening to Fox News.
Every year, we say we'll wake up earlier, exercise more, really rest, and eat healthier. It's hard for us, but for dogs, not so much. Dogs are up at dawn, run for fun, sleep like champs, and they love eating fresh, healthy food every single meal. Give your dog another healthy habit. Real fresh food from the Farmer's Dog. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/radio.
Do you experience pain, burning, numbness, or tingling in your hands, legs, or feet? Are you worried your balance may lead to a seriously damaging fall? Danville Neuropathy Center has a proven, exciting treatment for peripheral neuropathy that repairs and regrows damaged nerves. It's FDA cleared, and because of its success, Medicare and most major insurances cover the treatment. Don't risk your health any longer. Call 925-270-1460 to schedule an appointment or visit DanvilleNeuropathyCenter.com. That's 925-270-1460. We are a COVID-compliant facility.
With each passing day, more concern about the fast approaching winter in Ukraine.
The power situation in Ukraine is becoming dire. President Zelensky is warning of more mass attacks by Russia on the electrical grid here. Business millions in the Kyiv area are currently without electricity. The city's mayor says that a mass blackout might force people to leave. As clashes between Ukraine and Russia continue in the south and east. Wall Street Journal reports National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has had talks in recent months with aides to Vladimir Putin to limit the war. Washington Post reports the U.S. is trying to nudge Ukraine towards negotiations with Russia. Kyiv has been saying, not now. In Kyiv, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
The G7 recently announcing a new joint effort to help Ukraine restore and protect its energy grids. The annual UN Summit on Climate Change underway in Egypt, and on the sidelines of that event, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince just pledging more than $2 billion to fund regional climate change efforts. Some breaking football news: the Indianapolis Colts firing their head coach Frank Reich after a 3-game losing streak. The Oscars are bringing back Jimmy Kimmel as host.
Kimmel saying of the gig, quote, "Being invited to host the Oscars for a third time is either a great honor or a trap." Jokingly adding, "Either way, I am grateful to the Academy for asking me so quickly after everyone good said no." The funny man previously hosted the Oscars in 2017 and again in 2018 before the Academy decided to take a break from that format, and only recently returning to having hosts earlier this year, when Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall shared the honor.
Fox's Lauren Faulkner. That ceremony is set for March 12th. A rebound on Wall Street, but it was better earlier today. Right now, the Dow's up 138 points. The S&P and the NASDAQ now turning lower. Oil prices surging back over $93 a barrel. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate it The Smokies only said
Only you can prevent
wildfires. But I'm feeling it because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there. You've got to be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Mom, what does better for you food mean?
Something that takes a while to make. Not with Knorr's pasta and rice sides. They're made with no artificial flavors or preservatives and can be combined with protein and vegetables, so you don't need to spend hours in the kitchen making nutritious meals.
Mom, what does relieves mean?
It means feeling good, because thanks to Knorr, I now have more time to help you with homework.
A+. Knorr. Taste for good.
Live from everywhere USA, it's Fox Across America with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, well. Look who is back from Las Vegas, Nevada, and ready to rumble. Big week of Fox Across America with your main man, Jimmy Fallon, coming up. It is election week. We are now 1 day away from the midterms. And while I was out telling jokes in Las Vegas, your president was vowing to ban all drilling for oil. This is the biggest schmuck I've ever met. Nothing says I feel your pain. Like I'll lay off more workers, drive up prices even higher. It is for that reason now the Democrats projecting to lose the Senate, the House, the Waffle House, the movie Bringing Down the House. It's a bad situation out there right now.
Everything sucks in Mr. Biden's neighborhood.
It really does, but we're going to clean it up on a big Monday episode of the show. Herschel Walker is going to be here, Republican Senate candidate from the great state of Georgia. We're also going to be talking in this hour to Adam Laxalt. If you're listening on KKFT out in Reno, he is, of course, your Republican Senate candidate out in Nevada. And Tom Bevan is in the House from Real Clear Politics. He's kind of the referee of this whole thing, handles all the polling averages, and he's going to take us inside what tomorrow night could look like. And of course, 2 weeks from now when they actually finish counting the votes.
What the hell is the world coming to?
I do not know, but if you want to help me figure it out, 888-788-9910. Back on the East Coast, the rules still in place. You could be a Republican on the show, you could be a Democrat. We don't care. All we ask is that you don't be a... Really quick off the top, the Red Rock Resort and Casino is pound for pound the finest establishment I've ever played. Like if you were a part of that this weekend, just take a bow. If you were even remotely connected to what we got to experience out there in Vegas, seriously, I mean world class. The food was outrageous. First of all, we ate at the steakhouse. Charles McPhee and I also ate at the diner. We got a little carried away after a 6-hour plane ride. We were a little hungry when we sat down.
That boy is a P.I.G. pig.
Not proud, but the shows were amazing. 2 sold-out crowds, and everybody was just so fun and funny. Like whether we were taking selfies after the show or some of you got to gamble with me, and we all got to hang out for quite a while. It was really an unforgettable experience, and I would be remiss if I did not shout out Candace at the Red Rock Resort, who ran the whole operation and made that magic happen. Like it really was, for me, I don't have anything to compare it to. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was quite a high honor to be there doing it. So thank you to everybody who was a part of it. I'm going to stop singing Wind Beneath My Wings now, though, and we're going to pivot to the president, because I got to tell you, man, Joe Biden is just an anchor around the neck of any Democratic prospects heading into tomorrow.
That's true. That is true.
I told you last week they didn't really have him doing any prominent campaigning. They sent him down to Florida last week, which is the most inconsequential race on the ballot, if for no other reason than because it's already been decided. DeSantis is going to win Florida by about 15, maybe 20. Okay, same thing with Marco Rubio. He's going to win that Senate seat by somewhere between 10 and 15 points. So when they sent Biden down there last week, it really was like a pretend job.